Hello, all right. That is a Leeds crest, right? Very hard to see in the chat. With your profile picture, right? Isn't that a Leeds crest? I would think so. Let's see if we have a picture here of Hattrick. I think we do. Doing kind of good. Been kind of psyched to get started with this whole trading thing with my secondary team in Denmark, my third team overall, but yeah. Here we are with the food spam again. GLR, perhaps. That could be a way to pronounce your name. I still haven't worked out what it's all about. Scarfo, hey mate, came by to say hello. Won't be able to follow the entire stream. Gotta go for my doggy and take him home as he was diagnosed with cancer. No. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh no. Is it really bad? I'll have a great weekend for sure. I hope yours won't get as bad as it probably already is. I'm sorry to hear about your dog. Really. Sorry, man. It's the old Leeds crest. Oh, they got a new one. When did they get a new one? Was it the 2000 or something? It's painful. Life happens. It's kind of bad. Bone cancer and kidney failure. So he can't get a lot of medicine. Is he old? Is he an old dog? Yeah, but it always feels very, very sad. Only 7.5 years. Oh, that's sad. Sorry, man. Sounds bad. Feels bad. Amazing knowledge of English football right there. Well, I gotta be honest about Leeds. Leeds is kind of the... he's strong, he's a pit bull. Fingers crossed that he'll still have some good time. Even though it's a bad diagnosis. Leeds United, that's kind of a team like I feel should be in the Premier League. I'll see you next time, Scarfo. Have a good weekend, nonetheless, even though it might be hard. How are Leeds doing in the championship, by the way? Didn't they just overtake Leicester? Because Leicester didn't play. That is a thing, obviously, because they were... Oh, they are ahead of Leicester. Wow, it's very close in the top. Only D here, by the way. Can't change my YouTube name anymore. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought I remembered the profile picture, but I didn't really. I'll get used to it if you come here regularly. Anyway. So, in the last stream, I talked about selling some of the wingers and getting into the trading adventure with Fabrikken Syd 99. That one was from the 80s and the 90s. Ah, I see. Yeah, I actually remember the new crest around the time when they sold Rio Ferdinand and they had Strongbow, the cider, as the sponsor. They got a new crest back then. I remember that now when you say it. Anyway, talking a little about Fabrikken Syd, which is my team here, and as I said, from this point on, I won't mind showing people my team spirit and stuff, because it'll take a hit going forward, because we will be doing more transfers. So the idea was to sell some of the wingers after the training update, and let's just start out by taking a look at the wingers that we have right now. We've put them up for sale. Oh, he's talking German. Interesting. So Ole Olaf Lauritsen, supernatural winger, he's up for sale. Currently, there's a bid on him for 3.2 million euros. So that's one of them, and the most talented by far. And then we have Onur Kantashi, almost as talented, from Turkey. There's also a bid for him, 3.1 million euros. So we already have something to work with in terms of bidding. We also have Arvid Jensen Jørgensen, another Danish winger, up for 1.4 million euros. Magnificent winger. No bids yet, but I'm fairly certain we'll see something, because 1.5 million in the transfer comparer. That's not even including or excluding non-spec players. So that's the third one. The fourth one would be Suhaim Al-Maliki, and he's world class, up for 23.5. That's 2.35 million euros, and I hope to see a bid there for him, obviously, as well. But if it goes, they'll be they have plenty of views, and I'm fairly certain they will be picked up by someone. Hello, Hattrick addicts. Hello, handsome. Welcome in to the chat. Good to see you here. Good to see you making it almost as the stream kicks off this time around. It's nice to see. LUFC are actually leading the championship as of last weekend. Yeah, I think Leicester has a game in hand, because they did quite well in the FA Cup, right? And they've been performing quite well this season, but so has Leeds, so has Ipswich, actually. Also, they lost to Chelsea. Kind of what you would have expected. Leicester. All right. Anyway, so I have to apologize a little already, because I did make a few trades already. I did bring in a few players. Before I show you the players, the first few players that I added to the team, I accidentally did show them just quite fast here. I've decided to, just initially, to keep Ruga, outstanding winger, and perhaps see what's going to happen with this transfer evaluation once he gets solid playmaking. And the same goes for Lucas Bundgaard here, brilliant winger. Only inadequate, but should go quite fast, pumping them to solid and passable playmaking. So they'll be featured initially, trying to skill trade them a little. Because I didn't quite get off the mark with the winger skill, so we might as well try to get them a little extra value like that instead. But let's take a look at the first 2 new trainees. I bought them from the same team, and hopefully, I have to say poor guy, but I think I might have made a few good deals here, the first 2 of them at least. So I bought this guy Livo Nikora for roughly 100,000 euros, and he has an evaluation of 150. But the nice thing here, I did check him at 22 if you look at his age. And the good thing here is that he's supposedly halfway through the playmaking sub-skill. So hopefully he'll be quite easily popped. Just 1 second here. Because I did prepare like a sheet in order to keep track of everything. And do you plan to trade only wingers or other skills also? The main approach right now is learning the ropes of playmaking skill trading. And those 2 wingers that I keep from my winger training is only because they have not been as profitable as the other guys. So it would make sense to upgrade them in some way, right? But other than that, the main thing to get better at is primarily playmaking main skill trainees. Sorry, I'm muted. The reason why I want to get good at this particular thing, or this particular skill, is because you have the 50% slots during the cycle training, both with Interkalverhav and with the Kalverhav in Denmark. Because if we just swap over here to the training plan, I'll be employing quite some playmaking training, and I'll have 100% slot for the initial part for a short while, but other than that, I'll be training 6 core players, and I will only have the 50% slots. So being good at executing at the 50% slots hopefully should be a good byproduct from doing this whole thing with the Fabrikken. So it should help me make more profit with my the 2 other teams as well. So mainly that's why we primarily focus on the playmaking skill traits. So let's just see here. Transfer history. Did get another bid now on Olaf. That's very nice. What I was going to say something. Oh yeah, so this is how I got a little head start this morning, as I was preparing anyway. Let me just swap this view. Perhaps this is better, right? So what I wanted to do with this Google Sheet is basically keeping some statistics, because then I would be able to continuously improve my my basic search, like the search filter, right? So if I can continuously have good thresholds here. And I didn't quite finish everything because I realized I might as well do this on stream to show you guys the idea of what I'm trying to do. So I'll be swapping back and forth while I update this, and the Hattrick window will look very weird, basically. So here I'm just grabbing the Seco TSI Foxtrick value for Livio, and I'll be pasting it here, and it actually pasted it as something very strange. Okay, I'll just do it manually instead. 20, it's probably because I have to use an actual comma as a separator, as a decimal in Danish. And we'll just find Joel as well, and I'll add this 10.55. Right, so initially I'm just keeping track of age, the TSI, the week 1 from training, eventually TSI week 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't hope these will be relevant, and then we will keep track of all the things. And these guys are obviously kept in the Brilliant sheet, and I will just, you cannot see this right now, but I'm basically making a duplicate already. Brilliant, is that even the right term? It's outstanding, you see? Brilliant is level 11, and I will be keeping each main skill level on separate tabs here. Right, so for now that's the sheet. We'll be having the cost, made it in euros obviously to keep things understandable for international viewers. The gain, profit, a big sell value, perhaps would be a better term here. Just update all the sheets, and then profit, complete profit, and profit per week. That's what I'm trying to operate with. So basically preparing. There's not much statistic in this right now, but hopefully we will get to see that once we get some actual training and some trading done. So that's it for the sheet right now. If we buy players, we will obviously update the sheet as we go along. So let's just go over the players I bought. Joel Samayoya, and outstanding playmaking, quite high TSI, approximated at I'm just using the average, the middle TSI based prediction here in order to, well, not get ahead of ourselves, keeping expectations at a nice level. Hopefully he can skill up in 1 or 2 trainings. That should be good. And again, I picked him up for 100,000. He had a compare of 170,000. And so that's the first guy, and the second guy was Liva Nikora. Like this. Again, 10.6 according to the evaluation. Picked up for 100,000 euros. And has an estimated value of 150. Close to gaining, close to his birthday, I should say. That makes sense. All right, so if we look at, I also hot listed and placed early bids for quite a few players, and I also found a guy like this, a different caliber, right? He's got an asking price of 500,000, a compare of 550, and but look at the transfer compare though. There's a lot of players in this comparison that is not technicals. Sorry, unpredictable players. Let's see if we can bring it up for unpredictables. Yeah, that's 150,000. If we can pick this guy up for 500,000 euros, it seems like a long journey for sure, but it's actually like if you want to customize your Hattrick experience into having a lot of things to do during the week. If you think there's not enough action in Hattrick, you should probably choose something like this and get good at it, obviously, and make money. And like I said in the previous stream, I'm not sure you were there for that part. I'm spending this time on Hattrick anyway, looking at other stuff, so I might as well invest some of that time into trading and to get better at knowing the exact thresholds, to get some decent search filters prepared for when I have to be really on point in making good profits. So like if I can get him for 500,000 euros, this Finnish guy, I will definitely try to pick him up for that. Another hot listed guy here, Magnificent. Halfway through his level, apparently. Will be very hard to say if he goes for anything near this asking price, but it's low at the moment. And we'll see. I'm keeping an eye out. I mean, if you look at the next one here, Sivadin Mandic, is also magnificent. His compares over 1 million euros. It's basically about identifying targets. And I'm also looking at a guy like this, outstanding, Oliver Schreier. Being sold for 1/3 of his estimated value at the moment. So the hard part is really having more options. But like I said, I spent like an hour or so doing the first few searches, transfer searches. this morning, and I already found 2 players. And I do have 2 players in my my squad already. I'm feeling positive about it, and another reason why I'm feeling a little extra positive about it is I feel like I do have a little knowledge already. I mean, I did find good deals, potential good deals already, even though I haven't really looked for it before. We do have 25 players in the squad, and the max we can train anyway is 10. Hey Serena, I'm heading out. Just stopped by to say hello and good luck in the trading adventure. Thank you, thank you. I feel like we're doing well already, but you cannot really tell until you actually start selling some of the players that actually that you get through the system, right? But thanks. Hope you're having a good weekend. Basically, we have to say goodbye to some of these players because they're probably not ever gonna do anything for us once we start playing with different midfielders. Really epic here. He's never going to be anything really interesting. Is this a sack? Is this just a straight up sack? I think it is. No reason to pay him 410 euros each week. Let's fire him. Goodbye, Willie. Nice knowing you. Carl Malmgren, also one of my starting players. I think we'll just rip the band-aid. Not think too much of it. You are weighing us down. We're trimming the squad. It's tough but necessary. This guy could potentially play at a... He played as a central defender, inner midfielder. This guy ever gonna be... Is he ever gonna... He's got a specialty. Have you thought about buying playmakers and forwards and training passing? It's dynamic fun and you have 16 slots to work with. I've thought about it. The thing about the approach right now is also about... Wow. It's gonna be a waste of time even trying to put him up for sale if it fails. Fine. I thought about passing, if we go back to my Danish team and we look at the training planner. We do have a season of passing at this point, like a year and a half from now. And at that point, I would like to know more about the ins and out. Basically having prepared some knowledge that I can apply to the cycle training at this point in order to maximize profit. So I've definitely thought about it, and it also like I would like to try it at Fabrikken as well here in order to learn what to go for and how to maximize it. So I've definitely thought about it because it's also going to be part of the cycle training on both Kalvehave and Interkalvehave, right? So it's about preparing a lot of stuff, and sorry, I missed the beginning of the stream. Welcome Al Pudon. I don't think I've seen you before. Welcome to the chat. Are you going to do step trading or level up more than one level to the players? I think it's going to be a hybrid approach. If I'm able to identify a step trade, an easy step trade or an easy skill trade, just move them on. I'm not going to count on the players I get into the team providing a lot of ratings in matches or so. So I don't hope to be dependent on the players I bring in for that. So you could say step trading, yeah, primarily. And I think perhaps some of them might be dynamic hybrid into perhaps adding another level if it's just not profitable enough with a quick pop, right? I guess it's a process because I started out today. So I've read on the forum that people are also using the residual training to do step trading. Yeah, I know. And this is where you have to be you'll have to be very skilled at looking at those, identifying those players that will just need the osmosis training to pop, right? I have a league colleague who's surprisingly good at it. No, I wouldn't say surprisingly. That's to me, I'm surprised because, and I'm impressed as well. Like a combination of the two, really. But yeah, if you can maximize your profit by using the osmosis as well. My idea is initially, like if I'm going to you trade successfully and make tons of money, I hope. How do you save it or hide it from the board? Or do you invest it in your team right away? Like honestly, if I go to either the Danish or the San Marinese team, having a bit of the money, I'm not scared about having 5 million euros in the reserve right now, because that's, or even a bit more, 10. That's all right. It's manageable getting that out. You can get 8 million out if you have to employ him. But the idea that it could be that you target the higher skill levels, right? So instead of trading outstanding and brilliant, you just move on to world class or supernatural even. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I guess it depends how successful this whole thing is. But obviously, a cycle trading plan. But you could definitely do that. Like if you look at the concept on Fabrikken, rich problems. True. Well, if you look at Fabrikken, right, this is just a testing ground. Sorry Fabrikken, sorry Ole Olaf. Because it is kind of like a hybrid system for this team. Because if I go back to the training plan, it's much easier to visualize the process here. Like, defending is quite easy because you have 10 100% slots. So the next 20 weeks kind of, you don't have to think much about it. Right now I'm getting in a goalkeeper, like around Titanic, getting a few levels of defending, and it's really hard not to make profit on those players, and you make a decent profit, but you're also keeping money in the squad rather than in the reserves, right? When I move on to this part, the next part in the cycle, the playmaking, I'll be training 5 of the core players. I'll have one 100% slot, and I'll have 4 50% training slots. So if we look at this as the real use case, I'm also answering how I'm going to hide away my money, because the gain is not that big, right? Because you are actually putting training into Rico here, and René Dissau and Nils Hauge, and the 2 core players. So the amount of money you have to store away from the reserves will not be as massive as Fabrikken here, because Fabrikken is all about making profit right now. But it's a good question, because it's definitely not going to help if you don't think about it at all. It's definitely an area of team and club management that has more layers to it than you think initially, right? Getting some more water. Be right back. You can store money in goalkeepers easy. True. I know about that, and I mean, I'll show you my finances at the moment. It's nothing. 1.2. It's a very newly started team. This. When did I start Fabrikken? August last year. 1st of August. Yeah, if you look at my Danish team, I'll just show you how I'm storing money because I'm training defending. That's also a reason why I'm storing my money in a few goalkeepers. Right now, well, So this guy I'm selling at the moment because I trained him from Wretched. No, from Disasters even. And now he's formidable, right? Let's just see the transfers. Bought him for 4.8, and I'm trying to sell him for at least 6, right? And it's been a season and a half, but he's also helped my team, and he's saving, storing money. I also have the Colmar Ingvars on here. He's now at passable. Picked up for 4.8. Evaluated at 5.9. He's been here for 10 weeks. That's pretty good, I think. And the other day I picked up Klaus Vigant. And obviously picked him up for 4.8. And he was a little expensive, but nothing out of the ordinary. That's also something I want to emulate with the Intercalveo. In that cycle, I have 2 goalkeepers. Sorry, 1 at the moment. Mario Agemo. So it's about how far we are in the process of actually hiding money away from the board. But I do use the trick, certainly. So let's see. I think I want to show the entire window of the sheet now. Simply because I want to keep it transparent of what we're going to, like, preparing the sheets to handle. And I'm just keeping the players in it, even though they are outstanding, right? Outstanding. Magnificent. I keep forgetting about the English denominations. Well, some of them at least. Sold my 2 wingers for around 12 million. Would those guys would have been mythical or magical even, right? Magical? Oh, Ben, welcome back. Was it magical? Or what, is it combined? Okay, so that's combined, definitely. Titanic wingers, nice. Yeah, oh well, it's a good return. Definitely. Right, well, welcome in. We are just preparing the sheet here. Nice. Preparing... Let's just make sure we don't miss anything here. So I've started with the trading project. I did find the 2 first potential trades already, and I've been looking at a few. I've been hotlisting a few players as well, different thresholds. So yeah, I've also put the best wingers in my team up for sale, keeping 2 of them, and I have bids for the best ones already. Very nice. Perhaps I should. I've made a few search profiles already, so. Do you guys see the drop-down menus? You don't. Okay. Right, the first one was that's my the search, I can always adjust the years, right? But I'm actually searching for outstanding playmakers, and they need to have at least 6,000 in TSI. And searching for these, let me just bump this up to 19 and 20 years. And you'll see a lot of quite expensive players here. And then it's just about, like, this guy I would really like. You look at his compare, right? I hot listed him. Well, if I search for wingers and give them playmaking, I haven't really expanded onto that yet, because I wanted to do like outstanding, brilliant, and magnificent, and getting a feel for those. Damian Leonel Peruzzi, Argentina. Tomorrow at 6 in the morning. Oh, it's not that good. But we should definitely explore wingers as well. Tocacelli. Oh, that's not a good deal. Let's take a look at wingers, because I've been training wingers, so I should have an idea. Wingers that pop from 10 to 11 is also money, but it's also... Let's reset this. But we are talking in playmaking, right? Okay, let's try a magnificent winger. Like solid. What ages would be relevant specs? I think we'll just at least TSI 8K, 18, 19. Technical transfer compare. He's specless. Okay, let's see here. Okay, we'll just bump passing. Sorry, playmaking. Yeah. I think we'll do max bid. Let's just experiment 8 million here. Find anyone. Let's just take a look at this guy. Von Tryller. That means a magician in Danish, actually. What do you think about this guy? Five hours. Is that worth a hot list? Give him a few levels in playmaking, or just one, see what it means. Goes on the hot list. Yeah. Playmaking, skill trading, that's the idea. Because that's what I need for my other teams to be good at. to know numbers in. I think what we'll do is we'll make a winger. I'll duplicate one of these and make a... Because it does make sense to look at that... Quick are the most paid wingers. Yeah. And that makes sense, obviously, to take quick wingers into the consideration. The thing is, you're looking for good deals. Quick wingers are also most likely to be expensive to pick up. I only have 50% slots and most money training from level 9 to 11. Is that winger or is that playmaking? That's a winger, right? Because, yeah, what I'm exploring is playmaking training, simply because that's what I'll be needing on my my cycles going forward for 2 seasons or so. So I need to be to have like a hawk's eye view for the good trades. Like Oddwhite said early on, passing is also an area I need to explore and get better at, because that's also like there's a huge potential down the line to make money during the cycle training if you get good knowledge about it, because you'll never be training more than 6 core players. I'm winning 0-0 at halftime. Did you just what's your team called? Is it this team? Perth United Reborn? Alright. You did get a red card. Unfortunately. Was that the left back? Homegrown. They should add. They should add the heart. I love homegrown players as well. I love my homegrown. They should add the heart to this page, I think. Really, they really should. Right, just remembering here to keep an eye open. 30 minutes for Yalle Katie. We have options now for the hot listed. Good ideas. So guys, in case most of you guys in here must have noticed the podcast. This I will have to admit, the rather slow podcast series in terms of getting things released. It's not going as quick as I'd hoped, but you may have noticed the podcast, and in the episode I did with Mau Mau, the German streamer, who also plays Age of Empires a lot, and kind of we talked about getting new players into Hattrick. He's introduced a lot of players to Hattrick because of the crossover community with Age of Empires, and people that play Age of Empires would potentially also be of the same age segment of people who play Hattrick, right? And we touched on this on the subject of he experienced a lot of those players when they started out playing Hattrick. They might have been expecting something. Oh, you play Age of Empires, nice. All right, so that's something backing up my argument here. But what he said is the new guys coming into Hattrick because of, okay, it's a football game, right? It's about football. I would like to try it out. They expect something differently. And the idea we got from that talk was perhaps the average user getting into Hattrick thinks that something else is going to go down. Probably that you'll be playing more matches and it won't be real-time manager simulation game, right? So, do you think there's something about this conclusion? Because I was thinking about, tried brainstorming about, like if you imagine you've stumbled upon Hattrick in some way, right? But you're not completely convinced that you're starting and you have an idea. With ages I gave up on other games, only Hattrick have stuck with me. I'm kind of, at the moment, right now, I'm basically not playing anything else, and I feel it's so hard to get fully immersed into a game like it used to. It's probably just me getting older, but the thing is, I've been brainstorming on making a video like, you should know this before starting, like before, you could call it before you start, right? You should know that you will only be playing 2, perhaps only 1 competitive game a week, and you'll have to wait a long time. But not playing it down, but just to get some sort of a we have matured. That's what we claim, right? We claim to have matured, but it's probably, well, deep down. And when you grow up, you have usually less time, and you need something that doesn't require a lot of time. Yeah. I do find time to spend a lot of time on Hattrick myself, though. You are witnessing right now. But would it make sense to make such a video, do you think? Like, would new potential Hattrick players, would they even find such a video on YouTube and watch it? I play Hattrick for 20 years, been on and off. Yeah, the exact same. I've been like the exact same history, right? First team 22 years ago. But you'll probably have ups and downs with your available time. But the thing is, and that's one of the highlights about Hattrick that you could have as an argument, or a certain central point of such a video is, you could tailor or customize your Hattrick experience based on, if you know, let's say, if you know for the next year I'm going to be very busy, so the time I could dedicate to my Hattrick team was probably less than what would be required if you wanted to make weekly trades. So you set up a steady training setup, right? Wingers or something, which is also very profitable. But you know that you could tailor your Hattrick experience to that criteria. Then you know, for like, I could probably dedicate some time to trading. So it's kind of like a variable, right? Which is kind of nice. I mean, What I'm saying is I'm just thinking about making a video that could explain and help people understand what to expect from the game. People that arrived have a hard time trying to compete. Yeah, because they don't know. They probably don't expect it to take such a long time because they're used to playing Football Manager, for instance, right? And you can always just press continue. And I know that I played a lot of Football Manager myself. Also, if you know that if you're playing a lower league, okay, I can just hurry up and finish the season because I know the next season is going to be different, but you can't do that in Hattrick. When I talked to Mama about it, we also joked that Hattrick is just as much the thing that goes on in between all the updates, right? So right now I'm sitting here talking to you guys, having a good time about it, and we're like brainstorming about Hattrick things. That's also a way to pass time between the updates. But like one of the arguments that kind of backs what I'm seeing here is I have like 5 users that signed up with my referral link to Hattrick. I'm not really trying to over promote this in any way, right? I never say something about my link in the videos or anything, but a few people actually did sign up from the link, and the most worrying fact is only one of these five people actually played enough for me. Not worrying in the fact that I want to earn reward points. That's not the argument here. The argument is it's worrying for the game that only one of them played enough. Only one of them played for a month. That's what I'm trying to say. That's really bad for the game. The 2 active users right now, they've logged in twice, both of them, and never came back. Look at this guy. He signed up with his team. He never did anything else. Rusty here, American user. He logged in twice. Reading forums on Hattrick is also time for me to pass on the updates and thinking about plans for the future. Yeah, speculating. Ooh. If I skill trade like this, and I do that a lot as well. I read a lot on the forums as well. And I talk to new players I get into conversations with them because I often go on and answer things in the newbie thread. The questions like this thread, the newbie questions thread, and then sometimes people write a direct message, and then I can't. I wanted to be a mentor as well, but I can't for another 2 seasons or so, which is just the way it is. It's all right. You have to warn them that it's a long-term game. You need patience, and you need to read a lot about how the game works. Yeah, or at least to talk and interact with other people, right? It's not just a game, it's also a community. Yeah, it really is. I mean, I think we are about to get together of like another Danish Hattrick meetup based on port. So we have to do some tastings as well there. I think there's an idea in the making there. So there's also community, right? Which is kind of fun. 20 minutes for Jalle, no bitch yet. I'm a mentor and always send a welcome message. 80% of the times they don't answer. No, because they've already moved on. Because they might feel it's too slow, right? That's what I'm guessing. Why am I on the live page? Maybe the guys that stick around, they tend to stick around for a long time, right? Let's see if we can find more wingers here. The Gen Z are conditioned to not have patience. Yeah, and perhaps you could even argue that people should try it out in order to train it. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Deadline tomorrow. I think we have another hot list candidate here. Hattrick is about patience. Before you start playing this game, you should know that patience, this is what this game is about. It's not about winning football games. Not until you've done your patience test. So the patience tests last about 3 years. So while you wait for this test anyway, you should know that. I mean, I guess that's one of the things about Hattrick, right? Because like once you realize this, you perhaps even quit your first team and then you come around with this knowledge. Okay, this time around, I need to be a lot more patient. That's kind of a hard realization, right? In some way. For the game. Are you looking forward to mentor new users? Once you start, you may not have time to skill trade. Yeah, I love talking about Hattrick. Like, if it's more like high-level talk, or if it's at the entry-level talk, I just like to have a talk about it. I mean, once you start, you may not have time to skill trade. I mean, the thing about skill trading right now, like it looks a little overwhelming perhaps with all the hot lists here. But if I get Yalle now, that means I'm settled for the league game on Sunday, tomorrow. I send around 20 to 15 private messages a day per mentee. I think I would prefer like a different approach to the private messaging thing. I wouldn't mind writing messages like that, but I also think that having actual talks, maybe not face to face or anything, but like in an actual call, because the actual talk about things, I think it's easier to convey and create a place or a conversation where hopefully like the newbie Hattrick managers come to reflect upon their own. So it's not like you should do this, you should do like this, but if you do like this, it could be this way around. About exploring options, right? And asking questions and reflecting and becoming your own manager. Certainly it would also be about finding the right balance around the amount of mentees. More like a class of Hattrick. Yeah, you could say it like that. And I would definitely, most definitely, always want to go by an approach where this will sound so. I know. I would want to have fewer mentees, but to like quality over quantity, right? I'd rather have few mentees that I can talk to deeply about Hattrick. That sounds a little, yeah, I don't know. But I'd like to have a better talk about Hattrick rather than have a lot of messages exchanged, right? So a few quality mentorships rather than a lot of worse ones. How many mentees do you have, Hamson? Let's have a look, see. We have 12 minutes, still no bits on Yalle, a few more views seen. Should I just 3 + 1. 3 at the moment, and then you have one that's not real. Oh, you have one open spot, I guess. We'll do I can place a bid on it if you want. Now we'll just we'll place the bid for Yalle, even though it's evaluation on the secret TSI. He's low form, but perhaps we can improve his form as well. Oh, so you keep talking about Hattrick. That's nice. Very nice. Right, I wanted to see if we could spot something around 1920. At least 12k. I'm just trying things here. Max 10 million Danish. Okay. Okay. The 26th. That's on Tuesday. We'll hotlist this guy. Chandler King. Just get a bit in as well. I enjoyed so much the first 4 seasons. I didn't have a chance to. I wasn't playing when University League. So you think more limited time events or limited leagues would help increase it? Druidzi. Very funny, starting from 0, everyone in equal conditions. Yeah, and that's also a point that makes good sense. That it's nice to be able to compete from scratch like that. 8 minutes. Feedback. 1 second. Is Druidzi, is that any of you guys? By the way, this team. We're back. No, I'm Takadashigan in the game. Must admit, I'm getting quite a network here. Manage a network. It's all right, I guess. Oh no. Can I post a haiku poem about Hattrick? Yeah, of course you can. Oh, thanks for visiting my team and making it known across the YouTubers. No worries, man. So it was you. Nice. Hattrick, I'm gonna win random. So is that because I'll admit I didn't listen that closely once we were talking about haikus, but is it because of this? Is that what makes it haiku? That structure? I mean, when I was in school, it was all like, who cares? Teach me about statistics. No, that's not true. But it sounded nice in a Hattrick context, I guess. Yalle. Yalle, are you going to be there? It's a little unfortunate with this weak form for the upcoming league match. Not that I really worry about the league match because money, but trust the process. It's all about learning the trading game here. What else do we have possibly today? Sylvester Cosina. That would be a bargain. I need 5 more weeks of wing and then I promote 3 inner midfielders from the academy. Oh yes, and then you are going to play the inner midfielder towards wing and winger cycle, right? If I recall correctly. It's gonna be interesting. I was thinking about such a cycle myself, because allegedly it's cheaper. No, I got 3 year older. Oh, you have them already, right? They are trained. That's the... okay, yeah. Well, it wasn't entirely... I didn't forget every detail about your project, right? In my defense. Alright. Cycle. I'm getting... When I'm hearing about other people's cycles, I'm just getting so excited about getting my future wingers into my cycle. But it won't happen for my Danish team. It won't happen until we're like 3 weeks into this playmaking bit here. So I don't need to buy wingers in a mids, and I also don't need to buy a PNF. Joking, of course, but you have to admit that those full body avatars aren't the prettiest to look at. I'll be honest with you about those. I don't get why they introduced them. I don't care about them. Why? Doesn't make a difference. I'll buy one half-baked that will be the PNF. I have arrangements for my 2 wingers and the PNF, so they'll be trained in other clubs, and I've sort of set the complete program for them. 5 homegrowns and 1 half-baked. Yeah, I'll have 3 homegrowns and 3 half-baked, but all the half-baked players will be Danish, so I can push main skill looking at wages, right? So that's the compromise I made. But yeah, those you're being diplomatical about it. Even aren't the prettiest to look at. That's a kind way of saying it. I don't think. The dad part. Jalle's head is literally a peanut. That's funny. They don't look like Cristiano Ronaldo. I think that's perfectly fine. That's the fun part. I mean, that they look regular Andes. Yeah, that's okay. But I really don't. I don't see. It's a waste of space. Like, they messed up a good profile page. Looks like he skipped leg day. Yeah. I think we got Jalle. I bet Rico Åstrup gets all the girls when the boys go out. Rico Åstrup. This guy. But he's powerful. He's generated before they introduced the full body avatars. Who are the 3 enemies you build around? In my Danish team, it's Rico here. He's going to be the PDIM. And then it's René Lissau. Going to be a regular inner midfielder. Header specialist. And I'll just leave it like that for a little while, so you guys can see. The least talented of the future inner midfielders is Niels Hauge. He's a header specialist as well. He'll be a good player. No worries. No worries whatsoever about him. So that's the 3 main guys in Denmark. Good enough. Yeah, I'll certainly say they'll be good enough. And I'm training them with an excellent coach already, so... That's Jalle. We got him. Hopefully... Let's just edit his transfer compared to wholly unpredictable players. And it gets a little better, right? Because there's 1 in solid form. I think it'll be an alright purchase. Jalle. What do you guys think? It's another. Like I've been looking at some of the traits. Have you thought about giving your core Kalbao CFEM some sweet nicknames? Yeah, I thought about it. I don't really like the feature. Check again the transfer compare. Yeah, I'll leave it like this. I bought it for 500,000. Then an Ice Cube Lisao. I don't. Is him himself? If he's in it? No. Because the unpredictable was 6.5, and he was sold back in February. Or what? 18? Wait a minute. Oh, it is. Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't even notice. Nicely spotted there. I didn't even. Oh, but it was February. Yeah, but it was him. Well, okay. Well. It's perfectly fine. I mean, his compare is all right when... All right, so another thing I want to do Håkon Petersen. I need to fire this guy. I need to fire Falk as well. Falcon Petersen. It's just gonna be I can't see that one for new players. I am a supporter, but there's no way to tell if you didn't see the last pop. Attack on wings. Okay, so let me just say Falk and Håkon Petersen will be fighting those guys. We will also do like this. We'll do a position swap at halftime. Simply to give them 75% trading. Wages can give a hint of the pop as well. True. Alright, so we've set it so Bundgaard, Nikora, Samayoya, and Ruka gets 75% training. This week, Jalle will get 100%, and we'll be swapping that around, obviously. So let's just fire Falk. He's not gonna bring home any. Thank you. And Hakon. Then we will give these guys new numbers. Just to make it easier to organize and keep an overview of everything. Yeah, that's also what I've been using Livio Nikora. And we have to update the sheet as well. 97th. Go sell some jerseys in the club store. So if we just find... He's not that highly evaluated. I'll just go with the 12.13 and we'll have to go in the magnificent 12.13. Cost was 500,000. TSI, we just lifted 16,000. This, and the age was 2452. And the name, of course. Yalle. All right. So for just going with the average here, and I know that he's kind of low, but hopefully and we will have Yalle here. That means for now, because we cannot engineer for extra time training in the midweek game. Cannot hope to get anything extra. We kind of settled for now for the next game. So everything else we find is either could look at 5 or 6 trainees for the midweek game, and then you just like rotate around, engineering a little extra training, hoping that obviously they won't need a full training. And yeah, and it's not going to be critical if they need 1 or 2 training. That's like we're also just looking at players that have a good profit potential. Unfortunately, he had a very bad start. There's Takeda. Here we go. I've seen you. The squad. I'm always trying to play 120 minutes for extra training, and that's also the reason why if I all right, let's see if we can let's just take a look at see if we can find those wingers, huh? Have a look at them. I guess they play. That's some nice side attacks. You're winning 9 goals to 1, so I would assume that. All right. Yeah. Haufe, perhaps. Yeah, that's 3 seasons. I think I found one of them. What is he like Titanic now? My guess is Titanic. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I did train wingers, so nice, and he's a prospect already. Pretty cool. But like having magnificent side attack and formidable very high. When you've scored 9 times, that's doing all right with the wingers. Building around those guys, yeah, makes good sense. Yeah, I would just imagine, of course, you would play them in the league games in order to have as much experience added on to those guys as possible, because every little thing helps, right? So obviously that should make sense like this. That's also what I'm going for. I was considering. You take a look at my team, of course. Yeah, I can, but how do I search for a team ID? Why wouldn't they add that option? Okay, we'll just do like this. Croatia. Yeah. You can't search by ID team. I can only search by name. Anyway, you just played a match. Man, I would love if we played matches on Saturdays in Denmark, but historically we played on Sundays in Denmark, so that's why we have the Sunday games. Okay, let's take a look at the ratings here. Training defense, I guess. No. Ow. What? Oh. Oh, like that. Yeah. But, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But why not just do like this? Well, you train playmaking, but okay, now I get it, because you did train these guys in defending. Epicurus on a bicycle. Welcome back to the chat, by the way. No, but it's just not consistent, right? You like, so I would assume you couldn't even search by ID. I've had to make workarounds like that a lot of times. A long shot team. Okay, I see. So all of these guys have an obscene amount of defense already. So that explains the impressive future long shots. People are gonna hate you. But that's fine, because I suppose being hated by your Hattrick colleagues is actually a compliment in some way. It just means that you're doing well, I think. And lots of homegrowns. Okay, yeah, I was just like, did I miss something? Homegrown. Stojanac. Karamako. Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna hurt with your homegrowns. Long shot. Intriguing. Homegrown as well. Serious. do all homegrown. Okay, that was 11,000 TSI. Goon. You have some very good players. Okay, so this is probably not a main guy because 3k TSI. Very interesting to look at you guys. Your teams. Nice. I love homegrown long shot. Want to do that on my second team. Yeah. I mean, the general consent around longshot teams in Denmark is at least not as positive as what I hear in the chat today, but all right. Okay, let's just make sure we are not... Nah, there'll be 4 hours until the next deadline, so we are in good shape. In good shape. Spanish manager Ercanto is building an amazing homegrown longshots team. Let's check it out. Manager name Ercanto. He's playing at the moment. Is it Dante di Tasmaria? Or is it the other one? It's the other one. Okay. Escuela. He is drawing. Sturdy defense. Sturdy midfield. Been mailing with Akanto, but he doesn't speak English. Second in the homegrown ladder. I want to know his plans. Can't you just play pressing against a longshot team? Anytime I've done that in the lower leagues, I've got the upset victory despite lower ratings. That's certainly an option, and people have become better at having teams that are adept at playing pressing, because people generally add more defense to their teams nowadays. I think he published in the public. Also, he make public notes about his progression. Are they pressing here? Creative. People are starting to use creative tactics against the longshot teams as well. How did the wig event? A Balik? Then a wing event. Wing to the header. Unpredictable. And a left side attack. Yeah. I guess he does seem a little vulnerable on the side attacks. But it's in Spanish. But couldn't you translate it? Perhaps? I don't know how well it would work. We did have a longshots team win like 4 years ago in Denmark. I think actually it's this guy. Rebuilding. I'm Spanish. Yeah, don't worry about it being in Spanish. I know Spanish. We won in season 83. This season. Long shots. This was should I save this as a winger profile perhaps? Yeah, we'll see if we can 11, 12. See if we can work around finding some more exact thresholds and what to search on directly to make efficient trading. That would be very nice. What does it actually mean for team that we bring in some new guys? Oh, I'm just thinking we could, like, if we pick up a few more. We'd of course sub people on, or players on in the league game as well. To get more people as share of training. Johnny Rousing. I'll go fire him now as well. Johnny Rousing. Sack him. It's all about making all the profit gains we can. Did I add everything here? Yes. So Oliver Schreier. And I think this one is going to be an interesting, if we can capture this guy. He's going into the starting lineup tomorrow. But people have started bidding, so perhaps it's not even going to be relevant at all. He's still way below his compare. Still way below the compare, really. Wow, you're just getting a quick translation here directly in the chat. That's nice. All right, let's get back to this. But it isn't working. Okay, you tried the translating. Okay. I just had I can't talk about what it said, but I just had a message from Ahmad. So yeah, just had to look at that in another window, so I didn't share it with you guys. Nothing terrible. So guys, if you need a goalkeeper to store some money away from your reserves, why not buy Lars Hansen here? TOS, I can't, you're not allowed to share any information about anything for like a GM or a mod. So that's why I just opened up the message in another window. So yeah. Anyway, I wanted to show something different because some of you guys have seen like this guy I was flashing, like my first ever really good youth promoted player, Fabrikken Steininger. 19 years and 53 days, unpredictable keeper, almost 50k TSI, and already now, at 19 years and 50 days, he's actually a prospect for the national under-21s team. That's crazy. But yeah, he's already performing to 7 stars in his team at passable form, so he's going to be amazing. And I know he's just trained in goalkeeping. Didn't have a homegrown? Yes, but this guy is basically the best ever keeper, the best ever unpredictable keeper in Denmark. I sold him for 10 million euros, and he was adjusted. But yeah, I do have a player in that. Fabrikken Steininger was pulled with excellent defending, solid passing. Yeah, but that's, if you look at the prices of unpredictable keepers now, it's even like it. I was sad about it for a little while, but I'm looking at the prices of unpredictable keepers now after they introduced the other specialties for keepers as well, and it's all right. I mean, I should just be happy to get a youth player that I could sell for such a price. That's the way I have to look at it, right? Yeah, I've been extremely lucky with my youth academy, and extremely skilled, of course. But I mean, he has to be pretty good in order to be a prospect for the under-21s already in Denmark by the age of 19 years and 53 days. All skill, yes. No, I'm not saying that. I'm lucky, and I've been very skilled and proficient about it. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I wish I had a game today. So all you guys, you've already played your games today? Tomorrow. Oh, okay. You play early, 8 p.m. Oh, so it's early evening. Early, it's late evening games. When I was younger, I used to hate the Sunday games because I would always be completely shattered. Waiting for the anniversary league match. Okay, nice. I'm using the 50% slots to keep money liquid. Yeah. And that's not the primary, but almost the primary goal of this trading adventure here as well, because I need to be on point with not that many skill traits, but might sell with a low profit. Yeah. As long as I can continuously make money while training playmaking. At least for the first few stints, the first few training cycles within the whole cycle, right? But I do know that I in order to be successful with both teams, I will have to earn more than the average cycle manager. So we'll see. because I didn't save up 50 million euros and then started my cycle. But on the other hand, I didn't have to buy my core trainees because they're homegrown. And you can imagine a guy like Rico. He's 5 weeks in, so he's lost 60 HMS or so since his last pop in defending. But he would have been an expensive purchase. I think René Lisau as well. He would have been expensive to go out, and yeah, it's all about making money at this point. Keep these guys in training. I have even less money in San Marino. Then again, I had to start training on this Zanotti fella. Pretty good transfer estimation value as well. 18 years and 84 days. 2.5 million euros. He would do well anywhere. Perhaps not. Yeah, right. He's gonna be a fine inner midfielder. And I hope I can get him onto the San Marino under 21s team. They're doing quite well, actually. The 3-year gaps makes me be able to not lead a lot of money between my wing and my inner midfielder. Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, I need to invest between. I probably need to invest 24 million euros in the half-baked wingers. I know that in Denmark, so that's why I am not sitting idly. I am constantly on the lookout for good deals to make money, because that's also going to be the case with the San Marinese team. Yeah, but I think he panicked a little as well, right? But the thing is about those wingers that I'm looking, the half-baked ones, I don't mind paying a little extra if that situation arises. But he bought magical wingers as well, so that's also a different level. I'm not. Mine will be mythical. The step from mythical to magical is just, yeah. It's not going to be an option for me to get magical in either team. It'll be mythical wingers. Quick, unpredictable. Yeah. Would want such you guys. 9.5, that's alright. Hi, terrific. Did you start your team? I was writing to you in Discord. Welcome back. What am I trying to do? I'll show you what we did do already. We did find, first of all, from the last time we did put some wingers up for sale. We have had decent bids, 3.3 million for one and 3.1 for another. And then we bought the first few skill trade trainees to try to pop in playmaking. The first one being Livio Nicola. Paid 100,000 euro for this guy. Hoping to see him gain a level quite fast. That's the first purchase of the day. And then we bought Joel Samayoya. And he's from Honduras. Oh, I always mix those up. 100,000 euros as well. And approximately half his estimated value. And then we went for a guy in a different tier. Magnificent playmaking. And he's below the estimated value, but I think we can add some value, and hopefully his form will increase. I intend to step trade them, Poe. Welcome. I intend to pop them once, see how it goes. Perhaps pop them twice if it would increase the potential profit even more. So like a hybrid. I'm not too fussed about what they can actually offer for my team in terms of ratings and winning games. It's more about money making and obviously trying to establish this club, because it's not even a year old, but also learning about what makes sense to do for skill / step trading when I have to do so in my primary teams when during my cycle. So that's kind of the scenario and the context we are playing Hattrick within for this club. So yeah, we also did hotlist a bunch of players already. What are the plans on the other teams? Well, Inter Calvehave well, this is basically also in a playmaking cycle because of Sanati. So based around this guy, but then I'm just playing not unpredictable, two players with no specialty, but they're homegrown. Francioni and Camalini. Simply because they had good relevant skills, but we'll see how it goes with the non-spec players. But that's also because I like money. I started early in San Marino. I also like projects like playing creative and having 11 unpredictable players. That could certainly spice up things. Certainly. So, but overall, if we like Inter Calvehave in a midfield cycle, get 4 extra goals. Yeah, Calvehave. Also in our midfield cycle, and then we're just trying to develop the club and get ready to do whatever we want to do. There was cheating, only 100k. So terrific. I'm not entirely sure I understand what the cheating thing was about. But how long does it take for a 17-year? Oh, cheap. Ah, like that. I was just getting a little worried there for a sec. Like, who's cheating? How long does it take for a 17-year-old to train to that level? That level being like Livio? Like this guy? You could reach outstanding playmaking in one season for sure. if that's what you mean. He's not very well trained, this guy. Same goes for this guy. You could reach this easily in one season if you start with a 17-year-old playmaking. The thing is, these guys are not very talented. They're far from being talented, but they have profit potential, right? You can also see this guy. He was sold for 5 million Danish, 500,000, then 84, then 100,000. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I need a little run to the restroom, and I'll be right back very soon. Right, I'm back. 16 weeks from 5 to 10 in playmaking. Yeah. Yeah. Reaching outstanding is not anything out of the ordinary. Like I could show you Zanotti, for instance, in San Marino. He's almost 19. Six times 100, 600K. Let's make it 1 mil. The expenses, staff will cost you 800K per season. You're right. It's not good to train midfield. Not in a linear, like as a go-to training program. No. Fairly certain about that. That's also due to the fact that so many people train playmaking. It's about making good deals if you want to do playmaking. Right, but if you look at Zanotti here, he's almost double outstanding, right? And what does he have? 28 days left before it gets to 19. And his player training estimation in defending is he needs 2 more weeks to reach outstanding. Why isn't Sanotti number 10? Waiting for an even better player? No, I'll tell you why. That's because Zinedine Zidane played with number 5 in Real Madrid. That's why. That means message. And I'll tell you why. When it was revealed that he was ahead, I was thinking about his 2 goals in the World Cup final against Brazil in '98. Okay, he'll be able to do everything once he's trained. This will be Zinedine Zidane. Tommaso Zanotti, number 5. I hope it makes sense. He's already scored 17 goals in official matches. That's pretty good, considering the fact that he's been trained to formidable defense. Yeah, like I was thinking, Denmark's playing in the Euros this summer. Yes, we are grouped with I don't remember. Slovenia, England, and Serbia. It's going to be a tough group. And the Danish team is not at all playing like they were last time at the Euros in Euro 20, which was played in 21. Well, we got to the semi-final. Did we play extra time against England there? I think so. Yeah. The team hasn't really been, what would you say? Hasn't been gelling and firing on all cylinders since that Euro tournament. But that's not actually that's not actually quite true, because I think they easily qualified for the World Cup. And watch my view on the Dutch squad. Well, let me start out by saying that I'm amazed by the fact that the Dutch the Dutch national team has been so volatile for such a long time and hasn't been easily qualifying. That's what you would expect from them. This morning I've seen a video of Lautaro playing in Barcelona. Yeah, he was very good. I started supporting Madrid when he played there back then, but I haven't really seen a lot of the Dutch team. But aren't they playing quite well these days? Like playing a little, living up to the expectations, I should rather say. Like I have an idea that, like a player like Memphis Depay, isn't he actually playing well for Netherlands now? Like he hasn't really been performing for his club teams, right? Sometimes you see a lot of injuries. True. Jeff Van Dijk and oh yeah, Nathan Ake. I don't know how to pronounce it. He leaked. He has to find his form again, though, right? He was amazing while he was still at Ajax, but so I'm training midfielders in Fabrikken. Frankie de Jong. Yeah, he's a decent midfielder. Perhaps I'm not just... I haven't following it so closely. I've been kind of deterred from real-life football ever since they started presenting those plans for the Super League. Yeah, De Ligt is not always starting at Bayern. Yeah, but like if he would have been following his progression path since... like the way the things you saw that season when they beat Real Madrid in the Champions League, for instance, you would have expected him to be a starter in Bayern by now, right? I think there's been a lot of unfulfilled potential surrounding a lot of the Dutch players for a good while now, and perhaps they are about to fulfill some of that potential. That would be nice to see, because obviously, even though I have some bad memories of playing against the Netherlands in the Euro 2000, for instance, we got rickrolled, absolutely. But we were grouped with France, Netherlands, and it was a horror group. I think we didn't even score a goal, right? But it's a team you like to see. I mean, I have fond memories of watching Netherlands against Argentina in '98. Like the way Bergkamp just controlled that ball, like he picked an apple from a branch, right? And then he kind of slotted it into the net. Christian Eriksen. Yeah, I think he's about to decline. He's not playing regularly at Manchester United now. Yeah, I mean, that goal was just such a... I mean, I remember watching it on the television. I was like, wow. Yeah, it could be interesting to see Eriksen back in Ajax, for sure. I think, yeah, the pass isn't good enough. Well, besides the fact that it is, because it's Bergkamp in the other end, right? He's on the receiving end of that pass, and that's what makes it work, because no one else, I don't think anyone else would make that touch. So, yeah, it was, I remember it fondly. I was, at some point I was watching like this YouTube video of all the goals scored at the '98 World Cup. And I also watched a similar video for the '94 World Cup, and it felt like there was just so much more soul. Like the game was, I don't know. It's because it's my childhood, and it's not like watching a football game nowadays. It's because it's my childhood, and I remember watching those games on the television. Michael Owen's run against Argentina, where he's just zooming. It's just like, wow, who's this guy? Michael Owen? I had heard about him because of Championship Manager, but then I saw him against Argentina, just running past everyone at such high speed. It was just like mind-blowing. Good times. Very good times. Fond memories, for sure. And we are trading, or... And we were looking at wingers. Certainly, they had a very strong team. I did say, I remember predicting, and I said that before the tournament even started in '98. I was asked by, and I did say France is going to win, and it held true. So you probably already answered this question in the past. How come you opened a team in San Marino? Wouldn't you have preferred to have a match on Saturday in a different league? You could say yes. I would probably have liked to have had a match on Saturday, knowing this now. Knowing this now, yes, I would have probably. The reason for going with San Marino was I wanted to try the experience in a smaller country, and then I liked my good friend back when we were in school. He was Internazionale Milano supporter or Inter supporter, and I liked role playing in an Italian-speaking country with an Internazionale team. So that's why I came up with the San Marino thing as well, like experiencing a rather small country, and then it would make sense like that. Zidane versus Italy, but in '98 wasn't he banned in the semi? Didn't he have too many yellows to play in the semifinal? I don't think he played. But mentioning Zinedine Zidane versus Italy, that could mean a lot of things, right? Brazil beat Netherlands in the other semifinal, but that was Croatia in the semifinal because Croatia won. That's a few years later though. Croatia won against Netherlands to take the bronze medals. France, quarterfinal against Italy. Oh yeah, okay, so not completely off here. Could it be? Oh, there it is. There's the link. No, Zinedine Zidane played the. He was featured in all of the games. Oh yeah, back in 2004. Yeah, that was a wild tournament. Here's something I wish I remember more clearly, but I don't, unfortunately. I wish I'd remember more about the Euro 92 when Denmark won. But I only remember vaguely that there was a party going on and we were watching the final and we were celebrating when Denmark scored in the final. And I was too young, I was 5 years old. I was 2 years old. I was a year and a half. Yeah, I was a year and a half when that happened. Maybe I was just like, it would be so nice to have experienced Denmark winning the Euros when you're like 20 years old. Yeah, consider the fact that in '92 Denmark played without qualifying, right? And obviously you only had 8 teams in the Euros, but they played Sweden, hosts, England, France. And then in the semifinals, they had to play Holland, the reigning European champions, and then in the final, they played against Germany, right? The reigning World Cup winners. Quite a feat. I became a soccer fan, a football fan, when Ajax won the Champions League in '95. Holland had Van Basten. Yeah, probably the best ever Dutch striker, right? Like in sheer goal scoring terms. I'm not like... I've experienced the Spanish Euro, World Cup Euro. And I bet that was amazing because in so many years how... Oh yeah, but I'm talking in like in sheer goal scoring potential. Striker, the best striker. Oh yeah, but you guys also had Van Nistelrooy. Probably if Van Basten didn't have his ankle injury, right? He had to retire when he was 29 or so. He would probably have been regarded as the best ever striker if he had been able to continue his level. He would just score outrageous goals for Ajax. Now we're just talking about old school football. This is fun. Knee, also knee, yeah. Also ankle, I think. Retired at 28. But talking about Spain winning the Euro and the World Cup and the Euros again. I mean, since, was it 66? No, because that was a World Cup. Was it 64? Spain won the Euros. And then for a country like Spain not to win anything for such a long time, right? And I do get... Yeah, it was 64 that Spain won. And for a country, a footballing country like Spain not to win for so long. But I do get the fact that for so many years, Barcelona players and Real Madrid players had a hard time getting into the same direction on a team like that. That's been a way better, well, especially during the years where they won back-to-back tournaments, right? So that's also a thing. Holland also never wins a title. No, unfortunately, the smaller countries are not likely to do such things anymore. I remember we had OB Odense. We had them beat Real Madrid in '94 in the UEFA Cup. The year after, Brøndby knocked out Liverpool of the UEFA Cup. And that's just so unlikely to happen nowadays because the gap between those, like the Danish and the English league nowadays, like, what are you talking about? It's not a gap, it's just a whole divide. I'm a Gunners fan, so obviously my two favorite Dutch strikers were Bergkamp and Van Persie. But if you're a Gunners fan, how can you host any... Do you like Van Persie? Now? With the history? Holland was close for world champs in 2010. Yeah, they were in the final at least. I know a few Gunner supporters. They don't like Van Persie, and they don't like the fact that he's like, okay, like in some way, but nowadays he affiliate. He went to Manchester, that's one thing, but nowadays, like he played 90% of the time in 90% of the time in England he played at Arsenal, right? And then he spent one season at Manchester United, so sorry about that if that made some horrible noise. And like, for me it would make sense for Van Persie to affiliate himself with Arsenal nowadays, but he doesn't. He's in the Manchester United camp. And if I were a gunner, I would be pissed off about that fact. It's very difficult to win a title if you're in a semifinal often. Should be okay for any country. I really get why Netherlands would want to win a world championship. Yeah, people were upset about Van Persie. Honestly, from a footballing perspective, where he was and where Arsenal had been before he joined, and his chance to win a title, I get the fact that he would want to swap to Manchester United, and you saw it instantly that, like in terms of winning the Premiership, it was a good move for him, and I think he could easily have reconciled with the Gunners if he were like a youth trainer there nowadays. He could have done that. He chose not to. He chose to continue affiliating himself with Manchester United. And I don't get that. I get the fact that he wanted to have a go at winning the trophy. But I don't get the fact that he turned his back on his, in my eyes, his main club in England. Almost forgetting that we are here looking for players in Hattrick and other stuff. Turns out to just be classic football talk here. I remember in the qualification for '96 Euro, Denmark were in the group with Spain. And I really liked the Peter Schmeichel. Excuse me, Peter Schmeichel when I was a kid, and I used to be a goalie as well. And then I remember when they played against Spain. Spain had this defensive midfielder called Donato, and he had like a thunderbolt of a shot. And I remember he had this insanely hard long shot attempt at goal, and Schmeichel didn't have time to react, so he was hit in the face and had to have the medic come on and look at him. And I was just like, how crazy is that guy with the long shot? How crazy is that long shot Donato? He was playing for Deportivo. How crazy is that guy if he can shoot so hard that Peter Schmeichel won't even have time to react? When you think about how good of a keeper Schmeichel is, right? I was still a kid. I don't remember. Crazy. Yeah, it was basically what? Yeah. Not quite Roberto Carlos, but yeah. You remember that goal in '97 against France? Fabien Barthez just looking, huh? What happened? What happened? I'm telling, man, football was a different... was such a different game, but I'm guessing it's just because I'm rose-tinted glasses, my childhood. Man, do you remember Roberto Carlos? Did you guys ever see Roberto Carlos, the goal he made against Tenerife in '98 from the touchline? Not the touchline, the goal line. Roberto Carlos, '98 Tenerife. I think you can just, if you look at the YouTube like that. Yeah. The impossible goal, it's called. Donato only scored 3 international goals. Yeah. But I mean, I was just amazed by his shot power back then when it happened against Denmark in '95. I remember in the 96 Euros in England, I was so utterly disappointed that Denmark couldn't defend the title, because I was like, well, we are the European champions, so of course we'll have a chance to retain the title, and obviously we didn't. We drew against Portugal. We drew against Portugal, we won against Turkey, and we lost. Oh yeah, we lost against Croatia because Basuka, he did the lob on Schmeichel. We lost 3 goals to nothing. Yeah, the curl on that impossible goal, right? It's just, what? What on earth? So crazy. Also, another crazy goal, Seedorf against Atletico Madrid in 98. Or 97. Alright, Alcudan. Also another guy's. Yeah, he could also strike hard, Seedorf. Yeah, another thing, and I'm terribly bad at doing this every time I stream, but if you guys haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel already, please consider doing so, because it would be a massive help for the channel, obviously. But I hate asking for it, so I don't do it often. Yeah, Clarence Seedorf could also strike the ball. Also massive, massive strength. Yeah, anyway, we've almost been live 3 hours here, and I think what we'll do as like the final thing here is just look over John Arne Riise. Okay, so that's a pretty significant filter here, only one player showing up. He's known for missing a penalty. Yeah. He's the first player to win the Champions League with 3 different clubs. Let's try magnificent playmaking. Oh, I don't have a... Oh, this is the guy we already found. I don't think we're gonna find anyone closer to deadline or anything relatively soon, unless we look at... We could try formidable. That would have to be... at least 3.5. These guys are obviously more talented. What do you think about this one? 1868. About a hot list here. Yeah, I think so. I think we'll just go with a little quick bit here. Money, money, money. Yeah, it looks like it. It's only an hour and 39 minutes away, so it could be potentially... Yeah, I don't mind. I just made that little search as well. That's very high TSI, but whoa. What? But I mean, even just having to train him from formidable to outstanding, right? That would be perfectly fine. For this price, I mean, I think that's good enough. Anyway, guys, I think it's this is about it for the first stream episode of the trading adventure. Yeah, I think it is. Almost 3 hours in here. Certainly was very fun, and hopefully the next stream, I don't know exactly when. I'll keep you guys posted, right? Because it'll also depend on how many of the hot listed players I've found already actually goes through. Because if we are in a situation where they don't go through and we have to do more searches, I think I'll load up the stream sometime before the Wednesday game, obviously, because that's where we need the players. And I think the main thing about the trading adventure is actually how we find the players. I hope that makes, I hope it makes sense. That it's the main thing about these streams. Certainly we talk about football and Hattrick and everything else, and that's very, very nice. But the main aspect of the trading adventure is obviously how we find the players we need for the project, right? So anyway. Okay, there's a bit instantly on that guy. I hope you liked today's stream, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Certainly, oh, there's a stream planned tomorrow evening for the bloodbath against Charnes Launcher, where we will be absolutely annihilated by the best team in the league in San Marino. So if you want to watch how we will be humiliated, then tune in tomorrow evening around 7 o'clock, right? So thank you so much for watching. Take care, have a great weekend, and yeah, some fresh air and daylight. Have a good day. Thanks for watching.